Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're up here at the Prospect Car Show, and I have Mayor Chatfield here. He's going to give us a rundown of actually what's going on here. He's been here at these car shows how long now, Mayor?
This is our 36th.
36, and you've been here for the whole 36?
First year I ran it, I had 50 cars on the green. I was ecstatic. The second year I ran it, I had 100 cars on the green. I was super ecstatic. That winter, Prospect Car Owners Association organized, and they started putting flyers out in April, May, June, and July, and that was the year that we had, first year we had 600 cars. And people say, why don't you charge the people to come in? Why? Then they won't come. Right. We wouldn't have anybody. Why don't you charge the cars to come in? No, then the cars wouldn't come. So this is a totally free event. It's a walk around, family day. And as you can see, there's hundreds of thousands, 1,000 or 2,000 people here anyway. This year we're up to 525 cars, and it's been cloudy all day, which some of the car owners will not bring their cars out if they think it's going to get rained on. Right. So we have every kind of car here from the 30s and the 40s right up until the 80s and the 90s. And it's a wonderful show. We have a milk truck here, a 1950-something milk truck that used to come door to door and deliver your milk to the house back in the days when you used to have milk delivered to the house. You didn't have to go to the store and buy it. And I have to take a minute to thank the Prospect Car Owners Association that really also make this thing tick. They're all the ladies and gentlemen in the yellow T-shirts that are walking around.
Tell us who you are and what you're doing here today.
Okay, sure. Nick Tortora. I have a 58 Corvette. Had it since 2013. Low VIN number, it's 29. Enjoying the show.
Okay, tell us a little bit about your vehicle. Unless you want to lift it up, or you just want to talk about it, you don't have to lift the hood and get up. You're too comfortable. Unless you want to get up, you don't have to.
It's got 283, 230 horse. It's all original, numbers matching car.
And where you've been with this car? Some of your experience to where you had the car.
Take it around to local shows. Pretty much just drive it to enjoy it.
And you've been doing this how long?
Since 2013.
Okay, and where do you live?
In Prospect.
Okay,
Yep.
so you've been doing this for a long time. And how many years you got the car?
Well, since 2013, so I don't know, maybe.
Okay, whatever, that's
math in my
fine.
head anymore.
Yeah, 8 years, no, that's fine. We're all tough
8
with numbers
years.
when we get
Yeah.
older.
Yeah, it's right.
So tell you, us a little bit about you, more about yourself, who you are, and where you're from, and are you
sure.
retired?
Semi.
Oh, okay. So
We own a business in Waterbury.
what's your business?
It's Family Music Center in Waterbury.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I might need some of your records because we're putting this on.
Sure.
You got to tell us what we could put on legally. You got some
Okay.
stuff that we could put on legally without rights, or how does that?
We do lessons. They're all virtual at the moment, and we have a retail area. So, we've been in business for 38 years.
Okay, thank you very much,
Oh,
sir.
you're welcome.
Now let me see this old CLP lineman here, right? He's kind of shy.
Yeah, I know.
But if it wasn't for him, the lights would be out. Carm, tell the guys out there who you are.
Carmen Acousti. I live here in town. It's my 73 Corvette behind Nick here. Same thing like everybody else up here. I like to have cars and like to show them and drive them, and always involved in vehicles, from my growing up. Always had something.
How long you been retired now, Carm?
I've been retired from Connecticut Light Power Eversource 11 years, which is, good time.
Yeah, we had a
I
good time.
enjoyed it
Yeah.
after 41 years down with the company,
Yeah.
and it was a good career.
And now you're up here taking care of Chatfield.
That's it. I lived in town all my life, and life here in Prospect. Not going anywhere.
Okay, Carm, thank you.
All right, thanks.
What I like here is the way you got this thing so nicely and the safety end of it. Like we went around and see everything's so neatly organized. I mean, what does it take to organize this? How long does it take you? As soon as you shut down this year, you got to get ready for next year. I mean, how do you?
People start calling town hall in January wanting to know when the date is. And there's a lot of planning. Well, being the help that I have done this so many years, the car club came up here yesterday and lined the fields with lines so that they would know where to park the cars. Most of the people have been coming here for years. You'll notice people are just walking around having a good time. You only have one police officer here and the other two are directing traffic. There are no problems here. It's just a nice day in the country. And everybody, 90% of the cars park on grass.
And what I've been noticing, there's a lot of people from a lot of different towns here, all over the world. There's actually some people from out of the country here too that I'm looking
I
around.
wouldn't doubt it, coming here, visiting, whatever, but you start looking at the T-shirts, and they are from your right, other towns all over the state, and then some.
Yep, I'm Rich Bukowski. My son Alexander. I'm here at the Prospect Show. I have a 74 Series 2 SS Coupe. The car is originally from Argentina.
I knew we had somebody from the other part of the world.
It was, well, the car is.
Okay.
The car was built in Argentina.
All right.
You know, it's got a lot of differences from your United States Novas. You know, it's the same body style, but there's a lot of differences, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, me and my son built the car.
Well, you want to tell us about some of the differences?
Well, the directionals are different in the front. They're not in the bumper. They're on they're right next to the headlight where the headlight bezel would be. The speedometer's in kilometers. It's not in miles per hour. And the whole dash is in Spanish.
Oh.
You know, and it's a 6-cylinder 4-speed, which is very rare. In Argentina, it's not rare. And the back seats has like bucket seats with an armrest. So it's a pretty interesting car. Let me tell you, people come up, take a look at it, and they think it's a Nova until they start reading about that it's from Argentina, and they're pretty amazed about it.
Why don't you turn around, son, right here, sit so we can see you on camera, and tell us who you are, and sit right next to your dad, and what you think about the car. And we'll get to you, Phil.
My name's Alex. I really like the car, and probably in 3 months I might be getting it. 3 years, I might be getting it.
3 years? You'll be 16?
He'll be 16 in 3 years.
Wow, okay.
He's helped me with everything in the car. He's helped me put the interior in it, he helped me put the engine in it, and he helped me basically rebuild the whole car.
Is it all right if he tells the viewing audience what he's helped you with?
What's what?
Is it all right if he tells the viewing audience what he helped you with?
Sure.
I helped with the carpet, putting the engine in, painting the car, and rust proofing under the car, and painting under the car.
Wow. And you say in 3 years it might be yours, huh?
Yeah.
That's very good. What a nice gift your dad's given you, huh? And where do you go to school up here in Prospect?
No. I go to Brewster.
Go where?
I go to Brewster.
Oh, you guys are from Brewster?
Yeah, Brewster, New York.
Oh, okay. That's what I said to the mayor. I said, a lot of people are coming in from out of state and out of town.
Oh, yeah.
And out of the country.
No, the car's from out of the country. I'm not.
Was it tough getting that up here?
I actually bought it from a friend of mine, Kenny Knapp, from Sandy Hook, Connecticut.
Oh.
And he was involved in getting the car here in the States. So so I bought the car from him.
Oh, very good.
But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And
So once again, tell us who you are, and your son, tell us who you are.
Rich Bukowski, I'm from Brewster, New York, and
Alex Bukowski from Brewster, New York.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
you're welcome.
And now let's go to this gentleman. That's your car.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about yourself first, who you are and where you're from.
Yes, my name is Glenn Nielsen. I live in Newtown, Connecticut, and I own a 1967 Super Sport Nova. So that's a pretty rare car. That's it's original motor, original transmission, original rear. The car was last painted in 1983. But my friend Richie and some other friends of mine, we took it apart and put it back together and just got it back on the road about a year ago.
Very good. And let's see, the paint job and all that stuff, you did all this stuff, you've done all this stuff, the mechanical and
Yeah,
everything?
we did a lot of mechanical right here in Connecticut. Billy the Kid, he does a lot of race engines. He helped me rebuild the motor. Great guy. I did a lot of the under the hood work and new carpet, new vinyl top on the car, and just get it all cleaned up and back running again, yep.
So how long have you had it again?
I've had it about 4 years now.
So your family likes it, you go on a lot of little trips with it?
Yeah, we take it to all the car shows, and then we saw this show in Prospect and decided we wanted to come and check it out. We heard it was a great show.
I've been doing this show up here for years, Prospect here. This is probably one of the safest car shows, organized car shows, probably in the country, because I've done car shows all over the country, California, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina. But he's very organized and very safe up here.
I can tell you, it's one of the nicest car shows that we've been to. we communicated with some of the folks that were running the show. They said it's a big show. Come on out and join us. And we decided let's take a ride. So it really wasn't too bad. About 45 minutes, I think it was, and it's great. I mean, there's got to be over 700 cars here.
Gentleman's going to tell us who he is and what we're going to talk about his car.
Hi, my name is Orlando Amato. I'm from Guilford, Connecticut, and this is my 1962 M-Series Thunderbird convertible. It's one of 17 M-Series convertibles that Ford made, and today there's 4 of them restored to this quality. This is a concourse restoration. This took me 5 years to restore. It's something I've totally enjoyed doing over the 5 years. This reason I restored this car in particular is in 1969, my dad pulled a 63 T-Bird out of a junkyard and says, if you can get it running, I will let you drive it through high school. Well, there was a young lady that saw me driving this and says, "This guy's got to be rich. I'm going to marry him." She did. That's 50 years ago. I fooled her. I wasn't rich. We had to sell that. But years later, we decided that I wanted to restore a car to keep because I've always worked on cars. And this is the result of it. So this is a full Convertible restoration. I finished this car about 14 years ago, 15 years ago. This only goes out to special shows like this show. It'll go to anything for veterans and anything for cancer research.
Well, I'm a veteran,
And I'm a veteran.
And my wife just died of pancreatic.
And I've got a form of bone cancer. So
Okay.
I really appreciate your service.
Maybe you can help. Maybe we can do something together for this, some kind of fundraising thing. Get the cars and everything in there
Well,
to do it.
We've just finished one in Madison, Connecticut for veterans, and it was a young man that worked with the veterans for Take a Veteran Fishing, and he passed away a few years ago, and we've been doing the same show for him in Madison, and they get 200 to 700 cars there for the show.
Wow.
And all the money goes to veteran sources, which is I'm very happy to work with.
Thank you very much.
happy to
Thank
work
you
with.
very much.
And anything for cancer.
And cancer.
And I've got another Thunderbird, a 56 T-Bird that I restored, and that's the one we use for driving around, just tooling around in some of the local car shows. But this is a really special car that only goes to special shows.
Well, I could see that. And what else? You want to tell us about the engine too?
This is a 390, 340 horse with 3 two-barrel carburetors, and that's what makes it an M series. Every piece of chrome, every nut and bolt, every wire on this car is exactly the way it came out of the factory. So that's what makes this so rare. And like I said, Ford made 17 of these. It's been certified by Ford that it's one of the 17. And as I've been checking with the other owners, there's 4 of these left in this condition in the world.
My God. And you know what I noticed with all these older cars? No air conditioning. We survived in them days, right?
Yep.
No air conditioning. You got a beautiful car out there. And once again, what year is this car?
1962.
1962.
And it looks like it just came off a showroom floor.
And now the paint job. I noticed it's so shiny. Is there special paint that you?
This is called Rangoon Red. It's the
Okay.
color. It's actually a color that Ford picked in 1961 by doing a survey of women what was their favorite lipstick color. The car was originally designed for women. It has a tilt-away wheel. The top goes down with one switch. The trunk opens, there's an extension, the top pulls into the trunk, and the top comes down, all with one switch. So this was originally a car. When I had this car painted, the guys that were painting it with me wanted to wet sand the final coat. And I said, you can't do that because the Concours manual says there has to be a texture to the paint. Excuse me, almost like a small orange peel. It's not quite an orange peel, so I kept it original like that.
This is one of the most organized. I mean, I go to a lot of car shows. This is one of the most organized car shows I've seen. So it takes a lot of planning. I see you got the safety stuff all with the police, the fire department, and then you have your own security here and everything.
We have 4 EMTs from the fire department that are on patrol at all times with a defibrillator and Narcan, God forbid, if we need to use that, and or if somebody falls and gets hurt or whatever, we're ready for them. We've only needed them twice in the 36 years to respond to a call on the grounds here. And it's the field across from the firehouse, the library, the old firehouse parking lot way down Center Street behind the community center, Congregational Church parking lot. And I don't get a chance to leave the grounds when I told people to park down as far as Webster Bank, which is almost the Hotchkiss Field.
Wow, that's amazing.
Right.
So with your experience of everything that went on here for the last 35 years and everything, is there any particular thing that strikes your mind about this car show? There's got to be something special, all the years you've done it, that you can remember some special things that you can share with the viewing audience.
Well, I think it's the people and how friendly they are. Every other person says hello to me, and I say hi back to them. The kids are looking at cars that their parents or grandparents drove, and it's just a nice time. And the various cars that we get, I think, are the nice thing, but the best thing is the people.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again here with one of my favorite friends in Waterbury. and he owns a tow company in Waterbury. And I think everybody knows who he is and who I am. Now he's going to introduce himself and his family and from all over the world here today.
Hi, my name is Leo Bianchi. I own Durable Towing in Waterbury, Connecticut. My grandson Donovan Bianchi and his girlfriend Laura. I don't know your last name. Okay.
Yeah. So you're going to tell us a little bit more about yourself, and don't go away. You're going to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, what I did was going to bring my car up, and I met Nick up here probably 15 years ago, right at that statue. I had my '63 Ford Galaxy 500 convertible. I bought it when I was 17. Still got the car. Went to start it yesterday, and the fuel pump was no good. So I didn't make it.
Neither am
But
I.
I'll tell you, next year I'll have it up here for you.
Leo, I want you to tell the viewing audience probably a couple of your experiences on the highway, some of the biggest rigs or something that you've ever gotten off the highways here in Connecticut.
Oh, they were big, like the Highway from Hell, that show that's on TV. I seen it all. I probably been to 200 fatals, and I've been doing towing for 49 years, Nick.
Okay, maybe a lot of people know both of us, so we don't need.
Oh yeah, we've been
now
around a long
introduce
time.
these kids. They're getting a little jumpy. Where's she going? Get out of there.
This is my grandson, Donovan.
Okay, Donovan.
How's
look
it
over
going?
there.
He just turned 21.
Oh, 21.
Yeah.
Yep.
Stop growing, kid. What is it?
Yeah. And he's with his father's business in Wolcott
Okay.
that owns Neighbors Care Lawn Service.
Yep, been doing landscaping for about 11 years now. Graduating college next year, and this is just like a tradition of ours to come down here and look at the cars every year. Luckily this year it fell on my father's birthday, so that was a nice surprise for him.
Wow.
Yeah. Going home to get his gift right now and then coming back up here.
So where do you go to school?
Central in New Britain.
Oh, okay, that's good. And what are you taking up?
Finance.
Oh, everybody needs finance today, right?
That's right.
Anyway, I understand you got another part of the business that I tried to call yesterday, the leasing company or something.
No, what they tell you? No, I sell firewood on
Oh,
part-time.
they said to go down.
No, I got about 300 cords of firewood.
Oh, you sell firewood?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Because I thought they said you had a leasing company. I didn't know what it was. Okay, so make some closing comments.
It's good to be up here. It's a beautiful day. The heat's not bad, and get to see old friends.
And what's
that
your
you haven't
recreation? What do you do for recreation?
seen. Gamble.
He splits fire.
I like the casino.
He splits
Yeah.
firewood.
Yeah.
And
Better than anybody.
I split
mean, he
firewood one piece at a time, Nick.
so there got to be a trick on how to do that, right?
Right.
I'll tell you what it is. It's called hard work.
Hard work.
And what do? You go to Albania.
I do. I like to travel.
Oh, you guys been to Albania?
He just went.
I went to Albania, went to Greece. Last year I was in Mexico, so I've been all over. I like to travel.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, man.
Thanks, Nick.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we're here with Bobby Gasperi up here in the car show in Prospect. Bob, you're going to tell us a little bit about this car. And you and I have been on a few movies. You've been on Indiana Jones with some of your other cars, but you're going to tell us about this car today.
This car really come out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And we ended up buying it because they went through some troubled time, the owner of the car. And we took it over and we bought the car. It's we did the motor over on it. We did the cutoffs on it, all new brakes, right from one end to the other on it.
Okay, so he did the whole inside with the camera now. Tell us about what do we got under the hood?
Well, we got 2 4-barrels on this one here. So you'll have the cam in it and everything else, like the other cars have done up. She'll get out of her own way, that's for sure.
Where will this go? How fast will this go?
Too fast. You burn the tires off it. It just picks right up and goes. You got electric cutoffs on it. Everything to make it go. We have it.
Now, are the tires all the same here and the tires all around?
Yeah, they're all around.
They're, what,
Yeah.
15? What year again is this?
It's a 54.
So you don't see too many Continentals like this with the tire in the back, right?
Not like this here. This is old school.
Old school, okay.
But that's how good, I'll tell if some guys are with a paintbrush.
Yeah.
And it's not a regular paintbrush, it's spray.
So what else you want to tell us about the car? Interior, tell us about the interior.
Interior, it's all out of a Pontiac interior.
All leather?
Yeah, all leather, yeah.
And how many people can you sit in there? 5?
Yeah, 2 in the front and 3 in the back.
Okay.
That's plenty.
So tell us about some of your experiences with some of the other cars, Bob.
Oh, the other cars, we go to, well, we did with Robert De Niro and Kathy Baker up in Hartford. We did Jackknife with the other car. Then we did the chase scenes in New Haven with Indiana Jones. We were down there for a whole week. And then we went to Old Saybrook to finish off. And we had a lot of scenes in there if you see the movie. And we did it with Harrison Ford and Spielberg.
Well, for you people that don't know Bobby, he plowed up in East Mountain for how many years?
Oh, about 25, 30.
So if you didn't know, if you didn't see the face before, you see him now. This guy here and his team were some of the safest people up in East Mountain to plow.
I guess they appreciate it because they wanted me to come back.
Well, I've been up there 60 years and I always got out of back and forth home.
Yeah, in between the intersections and everywhere, no problem. We did the job. Well, my father used to say, he's from the old school. You do the job once, you do it right or don't do it at all.
Right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here with Frank Perella, 2 Waterburyites. Frank's a former school teacher, and he's going to give us a little bit of his life experiences of himself and what's going on here today at the show. Frank, tell us about some of the things you remember about Waterbury and whatever. And you're involved in a lot of things.
Well, I'm involved with I live in Middlebury, but my heart is still in the Brooklyn section of Waterbury. And if anybody knows me, they know that. And when I'm speaking to the choir here, because you know what the city used to be like, I'm sure there's a chance for the future that we can return to the way it was. But growing up in the 50s and the 60s in Waterbury, especially the Brooklyn section, there was no comparison. What's going on.
And you know, a lot of people today complain about a lot of things. There's over 500 cars here today, almost 600 cars. It's tough to find a car here today with an air conditioner. How many cars do you think are here today that got an air conditioner? Can't find any.
Too many. I don't think too many. And that's the way we lived in the 50s. No matter how hot it was, you had a little screen in the window, and that was it. If you got a breeze, you got a breeze. If you didn't, you didn't. But everybody survived. Everybody got along. It was a very tremendous time to grow up with the music, as you can hear in the background, and with the cars. And my grandson gives me a hard time when I tell him that I watch black and white television all the time.
Yeah.
But it was much simpler then, and it's a challenge today, I guess.
Well, you were a school teacher in the Waterbury school system, correct?
Crosby High School for 30 years, from 1969 to 99, and I wouldn't have changed that for anything. And then when I retired there, I was teaching English as a second language to people who want to become citizens the right way. And then concluded 49 years of teaching because it's a different ball game now, and I'm not ready for a different ball game anymore.
Well, we're fortunate that we're retired. I'm not ready for it either.
Yeah, well.
What did you teach, Frank?
A foreign language, English.
Boy, we need help there. Nobody's talking English anymore.
Well,
how far do you think we spread out just in the state of Connecticut?
We come from all over. I take ads out in the Republican American, and they cover 42 towns.
42 towns.
And then our reputation over the years, we don't have to advertise. They just know that in the end of August, the Prospect Car Show is coming, and they just call the town hall and ask what the date is. But it's online, and we take the ads. And last week with the hurricane, I made the decision to cancel on Friday morning, and so we had a drill over the firehouse. We were there all set up. CLMP was there, and we acted just like it was a real hurricane. It's the hurricane that never came.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's okay. It saved a lot of lives. It saved a lot of damage by not showing up.
Yeah, that's a good side of things. Hi, this is the caution. I'm back again here with two gentlemen that have this little Volkswagen here. They're going to tell us who they are, and what they're doing here today.
Hi, Ed Pannoni and my son Alex. This is our little toy that we play with. We've had the car like 12 years. Done a lot of work on it. Didn't quite look like this when we got it, but a lot of stuff's been done to it. The only thing that's really stock left on it that's original is the motor. So that's another project for maybe another year or two down the road. But everything else on this car has either been restored, rebuilt, or replaced somehow. But we got it here today, and actually they put a sticker on it. I guess we're going to get a trophy for it later.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Yeah. So, but it's a lot of aftermarket stuff. So these are wider fenders. I got drop spindles. We got disc brakes.
Wow.
The rear end's dropped. I got wide fenders in the back. These are all GM wheels. And like I said, a lot of new parts. But we like to take it to the shows. We go for little rides with it every once in a while. Take it out, go for ice cream, whatever. But I don't drive it every day because we try to keep it in as good a condition as possible. We got another 70 at home that was a barn find. We just got it on the road about 4 weeks ago. In fact, Joe over here with the black Volkswagen, he's got a garage and he helped us. Joe's done some work on this car for us too, so he's our Volkswagen expert. When I get in trouble, I go see him.
I noticed you got a lot of photos there. How about your son here? You want to tell us who you are? Take a little the story from your dad?
Well, I'm Alex. This car has been one heck of an adventure with us. I was 9 years old when we first brought it home. What got me so into the Volkswagens, believe it or not, was Disney's The Love Bug. I think I said to Dad, why can't we get a Volkswagen?
Yeah, so we did. Originally we bought a 66, a black one, and we learned on that one about Volkswagens a lot. Lost a little money on it when I sold it, but that's okay. But we learned a lot, and I had bought the 66 and I had this one. So after we got rid of the 66, then we've been focused on this one. And then, like I said, about a year ago now, we got the 70 out of a garage that somebody had. The original owner of the car was sitting for a long time, and they bought a house and they were moving. They had no room for it, and I just kind of fell into it. So it took us about almost a year to get it on the road, but it's running now. I was almost going to bring it here today instead of this one, but yeah. So, but this one, like I said, we're going to do a little interior work over the winter.
And I noticed you've been over to Frankie's Hot Dog stand.
Well, so I grew up right up the street from this original Frankie's Hot Dog stand in Waterbury, right, in Bunker Hill. And I used to walk down there all the time. I know Pete Cayasso. In fact, the guy that did this sign, he's got a car here. He's got the 37 Oldsmobile over here. He did the sign for us. He's from Watertown too. And so when I did the sign, he said, well, what kind of background do you want? So I said, let's put Frankie's on there. I'll tell Peter. So when I showed him the sign, he was like, oh, free advertising, So yeah. But I didn't do it for that reason. I did it just because we love to go to Frankie's. We still go,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that's kind of our story, I guess. We're not
good. Very good.
Yeah.
And I can't find a car yet around here with an air conditioner.
Really, huh? Well, this one's got 260 air conditioning, 2 windows open, 60 miles an hour,
right.
and there you go.
But that's my whole point. We survived in this era without air conditioning.
Yeah, without air conditioning.
Now, our era, this era can't survive without it.
Yeah, well, my first cars didn't have air conditioning either, so this is kind of a throwback. It drives like an old car. It's not power steering, it's not power brakes. But it does have the disc brakes now on the front, which helps.
No, but he loves it and he thinks he's in Disney World.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah, see?
Well, it's not white.
Once again, tell us your name.
I'm Alex.
You're Alex.
And I'm Ed.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
I was drawn to the bus because I grew up, my father was a mechanic for Volkswagen.
Okay.
And I grew up with all Volkswagens. So we had a beige bus, we called it the bus, and there was 4 of us, and we were like rugrats in the back, going on trips and stuff. It brings back very good memories. I learned how to drive.
You had one of those with the roof like that?
No.
Or you were inside combined?
Yes, yeah. But I learned to drive on a Volkswagen Rabbit. That was my first car. And my mom had a Beetle. So we are a Volkswagen family.
You got a car here too?
No, my friend does.
Okay, where's your car?
Oh, way over here.
Okay, well let's talk about you and the Beetle. Look over there.
What about the Beetle? This is Peanut.
Well, what do you feed him? String beans?
Peanut.
Oh, peanuts.
Well, yeah, peanuts. Pretty much. Yeah, he likes peanuts.
And you two are good friends?
Yeah. Yes.
Where do you live?
She lives in Sandy Hook, and I live right here in Prospect.
Oh, cool. See, there's people here from all over the world here today.
Oh, yeah.
My name is Bob Samoa. I'm from the east end of Waterbury.
Okay.
Okay, and you want to know about my car?
Yeah.
It's a 1973 Dodge Challenger. I had it going on 36 years now. I restored the car from the bottom up. It's a 340 4-speed car, it's my baby.
Where are you working? Are you retired?
I own my own janitorial business.
Oh, cool.
We've been in the greater Waterbury area since 1980, clean sweep janitorial. And that's what I do for a living. I clean commercial.
Okay, so getting back to the car, did you do a lot of this stuff yourself?
I did everything.
So tell us about the paint.
The paint is Hemi orange, metallic. It's not an original color, but the car is an all numbers matching car. Engine, transmission, rear end. It's like I said, a 340 car, but the color isn't. What is it? The car has new quarter panels, new fenders, and the car was painted in 2001.
Wow.
Yep.
And you had it painted locally?
I painted it in my own garage in my backyard.
Wow, that's a beautiful job, man.
Yep. That's PPG paint. It's Deltron with a clear over it, Concept Clear. All wet sanded and buffed after I painted it, and since 2001, that's what it looks like. The paint's still on the car.
And you did the inside too?
I did all inside the firewall. I did all the engine except for the machine work. Carl Quest competition engines did all the machine work, and I did all the assembly.
And once again, what's your name?
Bob Samoa.
Bob Samoa.